Okay, guys, so everyone seems to really be struggling with the Excel standards for translations, reflections, and rotations. So, in this video, I'm going to go over translations again, and then I will do another one for the reflections, and then I'll make a third video for the rotations. So the first thing I want to show you guys is where I have actually been uploading the notes that we take in class. One, so that if you're absent, you can get them and have them in your notebook, but you could also go back and reference them. We will still be doing notebook checks, so you do still need to be taking notes and making sure that these notes get into your notebooks so that you can get that grade. But anyways, so over here on the left, where we have our current project toolkit, The Art of Math, if you open that and then you come to student resources, there's a folder for class notes. So far we have the isometries notes, the translations notes, reflections, and rotations. So I'm going to go ahead and review the translations notes, and then I will walk you through a couple on IXL on each of the standards, L2, L3, and L4. So just to kind of walk through the notes, when we did these in class, your notes may vary from this because we use different shapes, different letters, but just follow along here. So we translated triangle BCE in this first picture here, 4 units to the right and 6 units down. So don't overthink this, guys. 4 units to the right. Start at B, go 4 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go 6 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the grid's kind of hard to see in these pictures, I know, but you can see now I went from B to B prime in this second picture. And if we scroll down to the third picture, we can see that now we are at 0.21. 4 to the right, I added 4 to my x. 6 down, I subtracted 6 on my y. Negative 2 plus 4 gives me 2. 7 minus 6 gives me 1. That gets us into the rule. When they talk about the rule, it's just what changed on the x. In this case, we did x plus 4 to go from negative 2 to 2, y minus 6, then y reduced by 6. And you can look at all of the points, and they all follow that rule. We go from negative 4 to 0, from C going to C prime, and 2 to negative 4. E, going from E to E prime, goes from negative 2 to positive 2, and from 2 to negative 4. Don't overthink it. Again, guys, all you have to do is count. When it comes to making the rule, when you're going to the right, we're going to add, and we're going to the left, we're going to subtract, just like on a number line. When we're going up on the y-axis, we're going to add, and we're going down, we're going to subtract. So now that we reviewed that, I'm going to open up the first IXL, IXL L2. They tell me to graph the image triangle STU after translation 5 units right. All we are going to do, guys, is go from each point. So if I start at S, I'm going to count 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to click and make a point. I'm going to come to T. Count 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Click. Now I'm going to come down here to U. Count 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just like that, we're done. I'll do one more. RSTU, 10 units right, 6 up. Again, I'm going to do each point. So I'm going to start here at R. 10 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing with S. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now a shortcut on these, once you have your first point, you could count how many up, how many over, but just go with each point while you're learning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you can double check, make sure that you have the same distance on your sides. I have 5 units here. I should have 5 units here. And then submit. So that's the first one. The next one, L3, we're not going to graph it. We are just going to put in where it would be. You can still count each point. So this one, they want me to go 8 left. So they're starting at T is at 5, 0. I go 8 to the left. I'm not going up or down. So actually my Y is not going to change. So I can go through and leave all of my Y coordinates the same because I'm not going up or down on this. I'm only going left. So now that I have all of my Y values in, I'm going to determine what my X's are. So if the T is starting at 5, I'm going to go 8 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will be at -3. One thing, do not count the first space. So don't count 5. You'll start at 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again with the U, I'm going to go 8 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is also at -3, which it should be because the original X values were the same for T and U. Now I'm going to go to V and move 8 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be -9. You guys can also use the rule here, since we have already talked about the rule. 8 units to the left would be X minus 8. So if we look, 5 minus 8 would be -3 for T and for U. V minus 8 would give us the -9. So I should be correct. This one I have to go up and I have to go down and to the right. So both my X and my Y are going to change. I'm going to use the rule this time. So my rule would be, if I'm doing the X's 2 units to the right, that's going larger, so I'm going to add 2 to each of my X's. So E starts at -7. -7 plus 2 takes me to -5. F, now I'm just doing the X's here first. F, moving 2 to the right, is going to be 1 plus 2, which gives me 3. G, as we see, is in a straight line. So moving it 2 to the right, 1, 2, is still going to be 3 using that rule. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then again, H and E are in a straight line, so moving them 2 over on both of them. -7 plus 2 again is -5. Now I can come and put in my Y values. So we're going down. So down, I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to start at E over here, which is at 7 on the Y. I'm going to go down 2. 7 minus 2 is going to give me 5. F has the same Y value, so coming down should still give me 5. 7 minus 2, again 5. G, 9 minus 2 is going to be 7. And H, again, 9 minus 2, 7. Would actually put the H on top of the E if I move it down 2. The final one, L4, is where we're going to actually write the rule. So what we have to do here is we have to start at the original, which, remember, you have to be able to identify which is the original and which is the translated image. The original is HG. The translated image is H prime G prime. So those points with the prime notation here, that's where you're going to. If you aren't looking carefully, then you're going to write your rule backwards. For example, for this case, in the beginning on IXL, they're going to give you the X plus or the X minus. This case is X plus. If I was going from H prime here to H, I would be subtracting. But I'm going from H here to H prime. So, again, this is just counting, guys. Don't overthink it. If I'm going H here is at -5, -1. H prime is at 8, 8. So, for the X, what's the difference? How far did I move over to the right, going from -5 to 8? There's a couple ways you can do this. Take the bigger number, subtract the smaller number to find the difference. 8 minus -5, those two negatives would become a positive. So I'd have 8 plus 5, which would give me 13. Or I could just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now I have to look at my y's. I'm going from -1 up to 8. So again, I can take the bigger number 8 minus the smaller number -1. 8 minus -1. Those two negatives there again become positive. 8 plus 1 gives me 9. Or again, make it simple, just count. From -1 to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Type in your rule, and you're done. Very simple, should be easy. I hope this video helps. I will be uploading one for reflections as well as rotations as well shortly. Stay warm, get all your work done, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to myself or Mrs. Lee.